Boys and girls, I know I say this an awful lot, but this is one of my absolute favorite books. It's called The Bad Mood and the Stick. And while you're listening to the story, you can think about who the characters are, what the settings are, because there's a few different settings, and you can think about what the problem is in the book, and even how the problem gets solved or doesn't get solved. So The Bad Mood and the Stick. And the author is Lemony Snicket, and the illustrator is Matthew Forsythe. Once there was a stick and a bad mood. The stick was on the ground, and the bad mood was with a girl named Curly. Curly had been with the bad mood for 2 hours since she had seen an ice cream store but hadn't gotten any ice cream. The stick had been on the ground since last night when the tree dropped it. I wonder what Curly's thinking about that stick. There's that bad mood still hanging over her head, though. Curly picked up the stick and used it to poke her brother. "That's not nice," said her mother. "Apologize to Napoleon and throw that stick in the bushes," her mother said. Curly had really enjoyed poking her little brother with Napoleon, so much so that her bad mood was gone. Uh-oh, who's got the bad mood now? Her mother was carrying it now. She said, which is a bad mood noise. The stick didn't say anything. Even when a raccoon picked it up. Who knows what the raccoon wanted to do with the stick? But he ran out of the bushes and frightened an old man named Lou. "Holy moly," said Lou, which is exactly what he always said when something exciting happened, and he did a little dance with his feet. And then he fell into a puddle. Curly's mother couldn't help herself and started to laugh. Her bad mood was gone. Where's the bad mood going next? Lou had it. The sound of all that laughter startled the raccoon, and he dropped the stick in the mud. "Look at my pants," Lou said, which was his bad mood noise. "They're an awful muddy mess." The stick didn't answer. Lou went right to the dry cleaners. A lady named Mrs. Durham was head of the establishment, with a pencil behind her ear. "Take that pencil out of your ear," said Lou. "You gotta wash these pants, and wash them quick. I'll stand around here in my underwear until you're done." "You will do no such thing," said Mrs. Durham. "This is a family place." But Lou already had his pants off. "Here you go," he said. "They're an awful muddy mess." "Oh," said Mrs. Durham, looking at the pants and looking at Lou. You would think that the bad mood would have moved right onto her. But it didn't. She took one look at Lou in his underwear, and the bad mood flew right out the window. You never know what's going to happen. Same thing with the stick. You would never guess, but some kind of bug made a brightly colored cocoon on it. "Well, look at that," said Bert, and picked it up to look at it better. What's this down here? Maybe the cat's in a bad mood now? I wonder why. He took it back to his ice cream store and put it on display. "That's sure unusual," said Curly's mother when they walked by. "What do you say, kids? Let's all have some ice cream." Curly had fudge ripple and Napoleon had mint chip. Curly's mother ordered vanilla yogurt, but then she changed her mind, and she had fudge ripple too. This didn't bother Bert. That bad mood was nowhere around. By the time Lou arrived with his pants all clean and pressed, he wanted a double scoop, and so did Mrs. Durham. "Holy moly," said Lou. "Do I love ice cream!" Mrs. Durham smiled. "Same here," she said. And 3 years later, they were married. The wedding was right there in the park, and everyone in this book was invited, even the raccoon. Curly and Napoleon carried the flowers, and they did great. You never know what's going to happen. By then, the bad mood had been all around the world. You yourself have had it several times. The stick, however, stayed in the ice cream store. The cocoon had opened a long time ago, and Bert had helped the bug fly out into the world. But the stick, he kept right there. It put him in a good mood. And there's Curly with her ice cream. Looks delicious, doesn't it? Uh-oh. She dropped it. And look what's lurking around the corner. So I love this book because it reminds me that we all get in bad moods and that they always go away because no one stays in a bad mood forever. And I also like it because it makes me laugh. After you listen to me read The Bad Mood and the Stick by Lemony Snicket, I want you to talk with your family, find a grown-up, and talk with them about things that put you in a good mood and things that put you in a bad mood. And your grown-up can help you make a list of the things that put you in a good mood. Or if your grown-up is working or busy, then I want you to draw pictures of the things that put you in a good mood. That way, if something happens and you get into a bad mood, you can look at the pictures, or your mom or dad or your grown-up can read you the list, and those things can help you get into a good mood again.